Hello students, I'm gonna go over the Unit 12 practice test so that you can be ready for your test. Remember that for your test you're able to use your calculator, okay? To find the mean, all you have to do is add the numbers and then divide by the number of items that you have in there. So it says, imagine that you keep a record of the amount of blocks that you walk over 1 week, from Monday through Sunday. You walk the following amounts in these 7 days. So we're going to add 6 plus 8 plus 5 plus 11 plus 10 plus 2 plus 7 equals 49. Okay, so it's 49 divided by the 7 days, and we already know that 49 divided by 7 is 7. So the mean is 7 blocks. Number 2 says, imagine that you want to buy a CD. You research prices and find the following 5 prices. Find the median. The median, you don't really need to add all of them, but you need to order from smallest to largest, okay? So that's the biggest mistake that some people do, is to not order it. So the first price is $5.85. That's the smallest amount. The next one is $5.91. The next one is, so we have this one and this one, $6.15 is the next one, $6.15. After that is $6.30, and finally $9.11. Okay, so remember that for the median, what you do is you cross one out from the left and one from the right, one from the left and one from the right, and whatever you're left with in the middle, that's your median. Okay, median is 6.15. okay, and that's for the price, so the answer will be dollars. Number 3, imagine that a room has 10 people. They have the following amounts of cash in their wallets. Find the mode. For this one, you don't really need to put it in order. You don't need to add. Remember that to find the mode is just the one that appears the most. If it's easy for you to see it without really doing the ordering, sometimes putting it in order helps to easily find the ones that repeat the most, el que se repite más veces. But in here, we can maybe go 20, 0, 0, 10, 5, 0, 1, 0, 35, 10. So the one that appears the most is $0. Before I go on, remember that you have the answers at the end of this test, and maybe you want to try them first, and then if you don't know how to get to an answer, then go and find that question. Okay, or in here, if you just want to follow the test, like, you can do it first before you see it, and then start looking at the example or how it works. It says, imagine that you have 5 caterpillars. The following are their lengths. Caterpillars son los gusanitos que se convierten en mariposa. Okay, so 21, 22, 20, 21, 23. Find the range. The range, remember that for the range is the biggest minus the smallest. Whoops, minus smallest. Okay, so in this case, the biggest is 23 and the smallest is 20. So all you have to do is get 23 minus 20, and that gives you 3. Okay, 3 millimeters. So that's the difference between the largest and the smallest, basically. Number 5, imagine that you and 5 friends shoot hoops. You score the following amounts of hoops: 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, 4. Plot this on a number line. Describe the data as skewed right, skewed left, or symmetrical. Okay, so I'm gonna put a number line, and I don't have that many numbers, so I'm just gonna put, you can start from 0 if you want. Let's do that. 0, 1, 2, 3, and if you notice it starts at 2, so maybe 2 extras after 4. So 4, 5, 6. So you have a 3 and a 3. So a 3, a 3, a 2, a 3, a 2, a 4. Okay, and so that's just graphing or plotting this on a number line. Now remember, skewed is like the word esquivar. So you avoid that part, okay? So just because there is one more on this side, maybe it's skewed right, slightly skewed right, but you can just say that it's almost symmetrical, ¿verdad? Casi es simétrica. So slightly skewed right. Ligeramente, nada más por ese extra, ligeramente esquiva poquito la derecha, okay? Number 6, imagine that you have 30 people in a room. They all drive on average the following amount of miles per day. So these are the amounts, okay? And it looks like it was broken into 10s, so 3 groups of 10. And then here it says create a histogram with the following subdivisions. So they're giving you which subdivisions to create. Okay, so I'm gonna leave some space in there to write down the subdivisions. And you get 0 to 19. That's 1. 20 to 39, so 20 to 39. 40 to 59. 60 to 79. 80 to 99. And 100 to 119. Okay, so that's the subdivisions that they have. In here is how many times does it appear? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And from 0 to 19, I'm just gonna go ahead and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 19 or less, so it's 9 of them. So I'm gonna have to go a little farther than that, and it goes like this. You just connect, and to make it easy for me, just put a 9 in there, please. Okay, for 20 to 39, so it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 again, okay? Okay, from 40 to 59, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 of them. And just because you're really nice with your teacher, you're going to do this so that I can see it. Okay, just put the 5 in there, please. 60 to 79. 60 to 79 is only 1, okay, because that 80 doesn't go in there. It's only 1, the 63. So only 1 in here. 80 to 99. 80 to 99 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5. Okay, and finally only 1 is between 100 and 119. So now just to make sure, what you can do is you know that it's 30 people, so 9 and 9 is 18, 23, 24, 24, 29, 30. There is your total of 30 people in there. Just remember that one of the big details that people were missing was the subdivision. Make sure that you use the subdivisions that they tell you, otherwise your graph will be completely different, okay? Number 7, imagine that you're looking at a price of a Pokemon card. The following are the prices you found: 0.25, 0.25, 0.30, 0.35, 0.40, 0.45, 0.49, 0.49, 0.49. Okay, here are the prices, and it says create a box plot. To be able to work, to create a box plot, the first thing that you have to do is put them in order, but in here we notice that they are in order already. Okay, so now that we have that, the next step is to find the least. Okay, the smallest number and the greatest. Those are the two of the pieces of information that we need. Okay, least and greatest. The other thing that we need to do is to find the median, the one that is in the middle, and then the median of the left data and the median of the right data from that. Okay, so okay, how do we do that? We cross one out, one from the left, one from the right, one from the left, one from the right, one from the left, one from the right, one from the left, one from the right. 0.45 is the median, or also called the second quartile. Okay, second quartile. Now, remember that no matter what, you will always, if there is only one number in here for the median, you will cover that and not use it for your left data. If there were two and you added them and divided by 2 to find this median or second quartile, you cover the one of them to count it. So no matter what, you always will end up covering, tapando aunque sea uno, okay? You will be covering at least one. Always, you will always cover one, the only one that exists or the one on the other side, okay? Like if we're looking at the left data, we cover the one on the right when there are two, okay? In here, what you're gonna do, again, cross one from the left, one from the right, one from the left, one from the right, and in here for the first quartile is gonna be 0.30. First quartile. Now in here, again, we cover that, and it's gonna be one from the left, one from the right, one from the left, one from the right, and 0.49 is the third quartile. Now we have all 5 pieces of information, okay, that we need for our graph. What I'm going to do here is that I'm going to do, I noticed that many of them are by the 5s. Okay, and I'm gonna try to make it so that if you can see the whole thing. So in here I'm gonna put 0.25, 0.30, 0.35, 0.40, 0.45, 0.50, 0.55, 0.60, 0.65. I'm gonna do them a little slanted to, yeah, 0.70, 0.75, that's easier, 0.80, 0.85, and 0.90. Okay, I think that's as far as it goes. Yes. So now we're gonna find the least and the greatest, and we're going to do the little dot for the bigotes, for the whiskers, okay? And we're gonna put it up high so that we can create the whiskers right in the middle of the box. For the first, second, and third quartile, we're just going to create vertical lines, making sure that half covers up and half goes down, but where they belong. In the 0.30, you have 1, so something like this, where this will be half of the line, okay? The second quartile is 0.45, which is right here. The third quartile is 0.49, which is a little less than 0.50, right? So it's gonna be around here, more or less. We connect our three vertical lines, right? We connect them at the bottom and at the top, and that creates our box. And for the whiskers, what we're going to do is connect them to the least and greatest, which is the little dots that we had there. So that's how our box and whiskers or box plot looks. Remember that this represents 25%, 25%, 25%, and 25% are within here, this range. So for these ones, remember that every time you have coordinates, your first number will always be X and the second number will always be Y. And the other thing that you have to look is like the range from what number to what number. So the biggest number on Y is going to be 16. And I see that the biggest number on X is 5. Okay, so that's something that you need to have in mind when you're creating your graph so that you can easily know the intervals. So in here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes up to 5 only. And then in here I need 16. I don't think I can, if I do one by one, I don't think I can fit 16. So I'm gonna go by the twos. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, more or less. Okay, so that's the Y, this is the X. 0, 0, it's right at the origin. 0, 1, 0, 1 is in the middle of the 0 and the 2. 1, 3, it's 1, 3, it's in the middle of 2 and 4. 1, 4, 2, 6, 2, 6 is right about there. 2, 5 is 2 in the middle of 4 and 6. 2, 7, 2, 7, middle of 6 and 8. 3, 9, it's about right there. 3, 11. 4, 12. 4, 13. Somewhere about there. And 5, 16, which is right there. Okay, so the number 9 says, oh, and sometimes they ask you what kind of line is, what kind of fit this is. So you would just say it's a linear fit. Okay, so this is linear and this is positive correlation because it's going up. Positive with positive correlation. Number 9 says sketch a scatter plot with negative correlation. So maybe you have something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Well, let's do by the 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and it says negative correlation. So maybe have one dot in here, one dot in here, 140, 250, 330, 230, 420, 430. So if you notice, it's going down. Okay, maybe have a 5 and a 10 right there. Okay, more or less. Scatter just means that you don't have it exactly on one line. Sketch a scatter plot with a linear fit. So it doesn't matter, it could be just similar to the other one, okay? So let's do a positive one again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe I'm gonna go now by the 50s. So 50, 100, 150, 200, whoops, 250. I want to skip some. 300. Okay, again, it's with a linear fit. So maybe you have 0, 50, 1, 100, 2, 150, 2, 100, 3, 200, 4, 250, 4, 225, 225, and then maybe 5, 300, something like that, 3, 200. So linear, it just means that overall they're forming a line instead of exponential or the quadratic. Okay, this is linear. Okay, this is the last two. It says you are in class at Escuela Popular. The following table shows the amount of male and female and adults and youth students. Okay, so it already is filled out for you. Okay, and it says evaluate the probability that somebody will be picked and it's going to be a male and adult. Whenever you have this right here, remember that it's joint, okay? So you have to look for the word male, it's right there. Adult is right there, and then wherever they meet, you go down and to the right, and wherever they meet, that's what goes in the numerator. Then, with this one, you will always have the grand total in the denominator. Total de totales in the denominator. And so, in here we're going to divide 3 by 5. Okay, so 3 divided by 25, sorry, not by 5, by 25 equals 0.12. We bring it or make it into a decimal and into a percent by moving it 2 spaces, and so that's 12%. Okay, so the probability that somebody is going to be male and adult is going to be 12% as a percent, 0.12 as a decimal, and 3/25 as a fraction. Now for the other one, it's a conditional. Anytime that you have this vertical little line in there, it's a conditional, and that means that, look at what I'm going to do. The first one that you look at is adult. If it's on the left, go all the way to the right, and that's going to be in the denominator. If the word was on top, you would go down, okay? But in here, the word is adult, you go adult, you go all the way to the right. That's going to be in the denominator. Not the grand total, is the small total. So it's going to be 20. Then male, out of those 20, go back to where the word says male. In this case, again, is 3. Okay? So, again, si este está con una línea así, van a ver esa palabra y van a irse hasta la orilla. Y eso va a ser su denominador. Si la palabra que está aquí al final está arriba, va a ir hasta abajo. ¿Ok? Depende de qué es la palabra que está aquí. Y una vez que tengan esa palabra, regresan sobre esa misma línea a encontrar eso. Okay, so 20, male is right there, 3 out of 20. So now that I have that information, I just divide 3 by 20, divide by 20 equals 0.15 We move it 2 times, and that's going to be 15%. Okay, so that's it. That's all for the practice test, and have fun.